And what's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing okay out wherever you might be. Hopefully, you're not dealing with crazy, annoying ass weather. We've got wind and rain here today, but it is what it is. We can't complain. It is December after all. Even though we've had rain and such, it's still been pretty warm. So, ain't gonna complain. But what's everybody? What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's good. That's my website. Check it out. Got any questions? Fill out the contact form. You can get to my email, whatever. Send me a message. Not a whole lot going on because I've been way too busy with other stuff. But I'm getting a 3-week break here, so I'm going to be doing lots more flying if the weather behaves, and then working on some of my new products. So take a look at the website. Website's going to be changing eventually. Hopefully by the beginning of next year, we'll get a different site. But take it out, check it out, and stay tuned because Gooniac's got more stuff coming. I've been quiet for a reason, but I'll be back with some more cool stuff. But anyway, what is up to everybody? Let's get some shout outs to people who've been here already. I think Mr. Shadow was the first one here. Doing this on an odd day simply because of the weather. I figured today wasn't going to be a flight day. So during the weekend, I was able to do it at the time period when nobody's around at the house. Hopefully my internet doesn't freak out because I went there and fixed some stuff. But anyway, check it out. First, Mr. Shadow Ops was here in the very beginning. What is up, Shadow? Thank you for being here. An actual real drone pilot. And then Mr. Keith Christie. What's up with you, Keith Christie? Thank you for being here. I haven't seen you in a while. I've seen you in a few shows, but it's been a while since I'd seen you, but thank you for being back. Who else? We've got Mr. Victor RC Jets, who's here today and not doing something else like he always is. He's almost always doing something else, but he's here. What's up, Victor? Thank you for being here. So sorry the weather sucks down your way. Let's see who else is in here. Michael Reitza. He's dealing with the stuff that none of us in California ever want to deal with. Ice and snow and other unnecessary cold stuff. But what's up, Michael Reitza? Thank you for being here. Mr. Big Chris, I think he lives in a very cold area as well, up in New York, the New York area. But what's up, Big Chris? Thank you for being here. Who else? Mr. Wild Bill. I haven't been able to get to your show enough, but what's up, Wild Bill? How goes it? Thank you for being here with us. And yes, as I saw, Mr. Big Chris, he's in 13 degrees. No thanks. I like it. So who else? Mr. Michael Bear. What is up with you? How are you doing? Thank you for being here. Something different. Get back to something else. Michael Bear, thanks for being here. I just saw a plane like what you fly. Just flew over a little bit ago. Didn't get a video, but saw it. Thought of you. Glad you're here. Who else? That might be it. I haven't seen the Fred Barron in a while. Angelo, what's happening with you, Mr. Jelonius Funk? Thanks for being here. I need to figure out when the weather's going to clear a little bit so I can come hang out with you, if you still fly. But what's up to you? Thanks for being here. Else? Gosh, so I think that's it. Yeah, we did Shadow. I don't know if you heard, but Randy, I think he passed. As far as I know, there was a health issue. But I saw lots of stuff on his page, but he is no longer with us. Mr. Hugem One, thank you for being here. It has been a while. I haven't seen you in a while. So thank you for being here. Just message. I don't know if you're watching, Pete, but I'm checking. Yeah, he's just sent me a video of the tornado that happened up in Scotts Valley. There was cars flipped. Let me show you guys. Can't see. I don't know. Cars flipped. Pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, pretty bad. Lots of stuff flipped over. We're not used to that sort of thing here in California, but it did happen. It's my phone app because I've got to run my phone. I think it's okay. Anyway, Scotts Valley is. It's funny that they call it Scotts Valley because you don't think of valleys being in the hills, but it is a hill in the valley. I mean, it's a valley in the hills. So when you're going up to Santa Cruz, taking Highway 17, just before you get to Santa Cruz, you hit Scotts Valley. And Scotts Valley is like a little plateau area. There's a couple places in there, but Scotts Valley used to be an airport. One of the places we fly is at where the old airport used to be. I haven't flown there in a long time, but it's up there. But just before you get to Santa Cruz on Highway 17. So yeah, there, and I used to have, and I think that it pretty much got taken over by other stuff that's going on up there. Yeah, and they have lots of retreats and events up there. San Francisco had a tornado. I'm surprised we didn't, because we had, I think, pushing 70-mile-an-hour winds out here from the south instead of the north. We normally get wind from the north. Anyway, so we've had lots of stuff happening in the RC world in the last few weeks, some of which is just to be expected, and some of which is actually really cool. The one I want to talk about is that new J20 that has come out from Banana Hobby. I think that I don't know if they actually, they have stuff on their site, but they don't have an actual pre-order or anything set yet, so I don't know costs or prices or any of that, but we've had some cool stuff. That is one that I'm actually been wanting someone to do. It's made by Fly Fans, and it sounds like it has X-Fly hardware in it, so that should be interesting. But there's that plane, and then there was another plane that was released by Horizon Hobby, which was a little aerobatic plane that looks like a Lanier Stinger from back in the days. That's coming out, bind and fly for like $269, I think, which is actually a pretty good deal. It had a baby. I think, well, never mind. Let's see here. Yeah, there's been the twin Tomcat. The XY's done a lot with this 40mm stuff, which is pretty cool. Just mixing things up, which is great. And the cool thing about these other planes is that they're affordable. FMS kind of disappointed me because they came out with a cool scheme on a really small plane. So they have a 64mm Arctic camo looking sort of, or Su-30 or Su-27 type camo on a Legacy Hornet, but it's 64mm with fixed gear, and yeah. But what I did like was their bigger Scorpion that they came out with those two cool schemes, with the different orange scheme and the cool kind of desert camo scheme. Reasonable price, good ESC. They can do 8 or 6 or 8S out of the box. You can get it with a 6S setup, and that 6S setup will run on 7S, which is good to know. And you could actually do it easily with that ESC, or get the 8S version, which is a little bit better, a little bit faster. And another plane that came out. Lots of planes came out. So there's stuff from Freewing too that came out, which is good. I mean, I know that we've already discussed those, but there've been the F-16 from Freewing, which is cool with all the new stuff. The brakes with all the new added goodies, the plastic covered edges. Lots of cool planes. They have a J10. I don't really care for the J10, but they have that. Again, the Fly Fans has that new J20 Twin 70. I don't know the prices yet, but we'll see. And then there's a big jet from Banana Hobby that came out, which is an F-16. I think it's turbine powered, which will do something for somebody. 70mm Raptor, which came out. So we've had a lot of stuff come out. And then what was the other one that and yesterday, kind of disappointing though. Hobby King, they came out with that plane, that Sport Hawk they were talking about, which was pretty dang awesome. Lionel Randall, what's up? I see you. How you doing? Thanks for being here. So that was cool, but $900 for a bare airframe, just with the gear, which is nice, with the servos, which is nice, man, but no ESC, no fan, and it's $900. That just don't sound right. It's a cool looking plane. I like it, and I was considering it, but I ain't spending no $900 on that thing for nothing. I mean, even if it came with, I don't know, bro. This is too much. It's just too much. And I understand it's a bigger plane, and what I do with that plane is actually, they have HSD has that big, the big T-33, and that T-33 actually has an in-runner fan in it. I'd buy that in-runner fan and put that fan in that thing. It's a little too much. Like my stream might be skipping a tad, and I apologize for that. But I don't know why. They just updated they updated our internet, and it's still doing dumb-ish. So I just don't understand. But anyway, so yeah, the planes are too much. But it's just as Michael Bear is saying. 93. Yeah, it's I have a lot of planes. I just had to go and pull the pieces of my F-22 out of the stream. I mean, out of my storage unit. And as I'm sitting there looking, like, it's kind of funny when you look around and you have so many planes that when 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 get crunched, you don't feel bad. And that's basically the point that I'm at right now. I've got so many planes that when I crash one, I'm just like, oh well, it's time. They all have their time. I don't really have any major connection to any of them. I have a lot of planes that I really like, but I will do just fine if they crash. Doesn't mean I want to, but if it happens, it happens. So, that plane that I did get from Horizon Hobby, which was that really good deal on the Commander. I'm going to hopefully maiden that this weekend, this coming week when I'm off. And then I still have in brand new in box that freaking crop duster from Horizon to put together and fly. So it might be this might be the break that I'm going to be flying more prop planes close to home. I'll do that. Keith Christie, I had a coupon for Horizon Hobby when I got the Commander, and it took quite a bit of money off, which is cool. So anyway, as the title said, I had planned to get on here and chat with y'all for a little bit, and then go through the stuff that I was going to salvage off of my crashed F-22. And hopefully, if there's anybody here that's wondering about how or why that thing crashed, and didn't see the show of me explaining what happened, it was not pilot error. And if it's pilot error, I'll own up to it. But it wasn't pilot error. I was flying around. I was putting on a show for the crowd at the air show in October, and it was flying great. And all of a sudden, it turned away from the crowd. Turning away from the crowd, getting ready to set it for the next maneuver, I just totally lost it, and it just kind of stuck into this little shallow dive and shallow climb and very mild roll to the right. And I kept yelling, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. And kersmashed. It hit the ground once, then hit the ground twice. Skipped the first time, and I'll show you guys when I'm pulling it apart. Skipped the ground first time and lost the nose cone, and then kersmash. And I was on the microphone at the time and said what was going on. But again, like I said, if it's me, I'll own up to it. But if it's not me, I'm going to tell you what happened. And it was a cold solder on this adapter, because I run 7S on that plane. And I did something I never do. I don't use these store-bought things. I will always make them myself. And I'll make not only make the wire shorter, but I'll use thick wire and do it the right way. Make sure that it's solder all the way through back to here, and that it's not cold soldered. It's actually touching the base in the inside, and the solder actually starts to wick up into it. So that's what killed the plane. The plane is flying excellent, flying great, no issues, and that's what killed the plane. So since it's dead, and since there's still stuff in there that can be used, I'm going to go through and pull some stuff apart, and we will look and see some of the damage. It's annoying too, because I just put in brand new elevator servos and switched out my landing gear because the other gear had been just totally smudged. And first flight with the new gear, plane was flying great, and then I lost power. And I have a UBE that runs through the main power. This one, UBEC, that runs through main, but it's on the back side of this, so it's nothing that's going to keep that going. So it's dead, and we're going to go through and pull parts out and deal with that. Keith Christie, I'm sure they are. Actually, I like the ICs. The ICs have been good. The ECs aren't bad either. Once you figure out how to do it, it's just like a machine. It's not hard to get them right, and then you get consistent and do them the same all the time. So what I'm going to be doing, I have 7S packs and I have 8S packs. These are going to be no more. Just going to make sure that I have all of my packs that are 7 and 8S soldered up and ready to go, and then we don't have to worry about it. But let's see. And yeah, pop the solder. And it wasn't me. I was flying the same as I always have, and I've flown with this. Now here's a kicker. I lost the other one. That's probably good that I did, or I misplaced it. This one was in my newly equipped 8S Viper. So ever since well, the Viper had only gotten 3 flights on 8S, 2 flights on 8S, and I'd been using this. So I actually got my F-22 for a really good deal several years ago, at $250 for an airframe that barely had any flights on it, and I've flown it for years. It's flown no less than 10 or 11 actual RC air shows and been great. So had it been my Viper that went down due to this doo-doo solder, that would have pissed me off, because that's one of my favorite planes, and it's something that I just done. I've been flying the F-22 in that current configuration for close to 2 years, so didn't feel too bad. But if it was something else, it would have made me mad. Anyway, so we're gonna get into that a little bit later. So another thing I haven't done for a while, because I haven't really been doing much of the live streams, but I will be doing more. I'm going to do them once a week for the rest of December, so you don't have to worry about that. But if anybody has any questions, now is the time to ask. If you have any questions related to anything,
I love you, Benji.
And while I'm waiting for questions, I have like 3-4 things on the back burner right now that I've been wanting to come up with the right time to debut them, and it might be sometime within the next couple of weeks, just because it's been too long and I just need some new stuff. Here, let's see what's going on. Yes, it was a bad factory solder, and it was totally my fault. I don't use these things without either going over the connection or redoing them altogether, or just making them myself. And I never should have used a store-bought in place of stuff that I do myself, but lesson learned. And yes, more connections equals more heat, a slight, and there's not really a voltage drop, but it's more resistance because there's more things for it to go through. Less connections, just less parts. Not only that, there's less wires to worry about. So I've got an 8S F-16. I have a 7 8S, 6 or 7S F-15. I had this, which was 7S. I might be making the 15 8S, we shall see. But yeah. So, cutting that's better. So Lionel Randall has a question. Ray, for what 90mm EDF do you like the best? That's actually kind of hard. Actually, I forgot one. My Eurofighter is 8S as well. So let's one of my absolute favorite planes is the 90mm F-22. That is by far one of the most versatile planes you can get for the money. You can do anything with it. It could be fast, it could be slow, whatever you want it to be. Number 2. Come on back. So hopefully it comes back. Let's see what's going on. The stream should come back. It shows back on mine, but I don't know. There we go. So we're back. My favorite's the F-22. Number 2 is the Viper. Number 3 is the Eurofighter. I don't know much about the new Avanti, but I'm sure that the new FMS 90mm Avanti is pretty good too. That should be a good one. All right, Shadow, thanks for being here. Glad to see you. You're doing okay up there. Yeah, I've been doing a lot with dad duty stuff too. Been helping my son with his car, working on my wife's car, working on my car. I have some work to do on mine, but we'll looking forward to some time off here. But if there's any other questions, throw them out, guys. So, Angelo, if it freezes, do you still hear me talking, or is it just freezing period? I'm just curious. So, Lionel, that's a good one. Do you like Freewing fans better than the 90s? I used to like FMS 90s. FMS is still really good. The newer fans setup from Freewing is actually pretty good.
I love you,
When it comes to the
Benji.
new 8S, I can change out the FMS, change out the Freewing for the FMS on the Eurofighter. I left it as it is. Because it's perfect. The only thing I did do was go in and lower the timing. I don't think I've flown it since I lowered the timing. It's probably good that I didn't, because it would have killed it most likely with this bunk ass freaking no good thing anyway. No, the wife has one. She has the CX-5, and I did upgrades to her car for her. Put intake and exhaust on it, and freed up about a lot of power. It's way more fun to drive now. But no, I don't have an SUV, just my 6 still. No, Charles McDaniel has, and thanks for being here, by the way, Charles McDaniel. Good to see you. Well, see you in chat format. I have the new one. You haven't put it together. Won't be able to fly until spring. Still in the box. Yeah, it looks like it flies really good. And if it's like the 70, it's going to fly amazing. The 70 was really good. Way better than it was given credit for. Way better. Let's see, what else? It'll take me a little bit to get things totally set up for the have mostly set up, but it's going to take a little bit to get me set to get the F-22 set up for us to tear it apart. And I have to get the right tools. Think about that. I can pull it apart, but basically, from what I can tell, most everything is salvageable on that. But the main thing I need to get out is the fan and the burner stuff. But this plane has a special burner that a few people did purchase and a few people put in and did like, but I call it a triple burner, and you'll see why once I get in there. But it makes it look like a true twin afterburner. Then it has the one in the center for the fill light, etc. But so I'll be able to do a couple things, take apart the stuff, and then Nate put lights on this plane for me a long time ago, and they've always worked excellent. So I get to show how he did that. We can look at what it takes to put the LEDs in this plane, because it's actually really easy, and then you run them off the blue box. But Nate did that for me a couple years back, and it's been working great ever since, until I smack it into the ground in front of about but hey, after doing as many events as I have and not had any issues from my own equipment, having one thing happen in over 10 years of RC demos, I don't feel too bad. Sure to keep on top of my stuff, but it doesn't happen again. But anyway, so hopefully we'll get a few more people in. It was up to over 21, which is cool, and I thank you all, and appreciate y'all for being here. But I was trying to get a little over that. I'm hoping to get over that too, since it was on a different day that most people probably wouldn't be able to fly, and it's not crazy late. But so this is funny. So I've got, not only do I have a plane back here, or that plane, that's the Commander that I unboxed last week, but right there is exhaust for my son's car. He has a Dodge Charger, waiting for a while to really start modding it, because the car is already fixed up as it is. Came from California Concepts. They went through and they did their stuff to it. I don't totally know what it is, but the car handles amazing. It has upgraded wheels, tires. Well, tires are on us, but has upgraded suspension. I think that the exhaust might be a California Concept exhaust too, because it's got a little bit more noise. but it's a canyon carving machine. People don't think of the Dodge Charger as being a good handling car. It's more like a straight line drag racer type thing. That thing is a canyon carver. Upset many Audi, BMW, not Porsches, but Audi, BMW, and some other cars that should not be able to outhandle. But it's a pretty amazing car. But it's still pretty quiet. So he ordered an exhaust. That's what's behind me. So his hobby and my hobby. I'm like his pit crew though, so I'm gonna probably help. No, I'm not doing that. His mechanic's gonna be doing that. Wild Bill. Yes, the Chargers go very well. See, you know, he got the regular 5.7, but there's lots of things you can do to that people don't realize. But it handles. It has a 50-50 weight distribution, which most people don't know. You get the right tires, the right brakes, which I put the brakes on. Max, what's happening? Good to see you on here. Get the brakes set up right, which I did with him to about almost 3 years ago now. Changes the car because it goes from being a boat to actually being a very good handling sports car, which you don't expect. Anyway, so my plane is exhaust. Both there. They'll get all that stuff put on next week. As some and then more parts came in today. Yeah, lots of upgrades. The thing that he just did, well, not just, but a couple months ago, is he got the thing that makes it so it unlocks all the features that the other car has. Because he has the RT, but there's a couple above him that have settings where you can adjust. He got the thing that allows you to do that. I think it's called a taser. Put it in there and then access all the other things. He doesn't have the adjustable suspension, but it does have stuff that makes the transmission shift faster, that makes it the valves open. So yeah, he's loving it. He's having fun. It's good. So, and he just put some. We've been using this really good tires. I mean, summer tires. The downside is they wear out crazy fast on that car. So we're trying a new set to see how they work. He just got those put on, and the people that put them on messed up his wheel. So now he's got a claim filed with them. But again, next week he's going to get the exhaust manifold gaskets changed, and then exhaust put on, and then I'll help him with the rear diffuser and the other stuff. But yeah, cool stuff. Anyway, and then I'll start tearing down the F-22. Just get it here in a few minutes. Like it might have frozen for a second. Maybe not. No, there it did, with me looking weird. But I'm okay. All right, so but yeah, I've been on this car kick basically before I even had him, but we've been doing more stuff with the cars in the last 2 years since he got his. And I'm a mechanic, so if he wants things done, I want it done right, and I usually do it for him. So my wife's car, she's been neglected. She's been wanting other cars because everyone else is faster and better than her, and then she realized, oh, wait a minute, my car handles better than both of theirs. It just doesn't have the power that it needs. So I've given her some power adders, and 20 horsepower at the crank, which is a pretty big jump just from intake and exhaust. That equates to about anywhere from 14 to 17 extra wheel horsepower, not to mention torque. But and that's stuff you can feel. So in her car, it's been improved quite a bit. So now my son actually loved it. Actually, here, let me see if I can pull up the I'll pull up the video so you guys can see. My son loves the car, so he learned how to drive on her car, but he didn't like it because it always felt slow and it sounded like a vacuum cleaner, etc. So he didn't to deal with it. So let me sound on. Oh, sound is off. So let me switch it to where you guys can see here, but this is kind of funny. I'll share the screen. See, but this is my son driving my wife's car. I'll show you a video of his too. You're gonna see everything. It's gonna look a little weird at first, but here we go. Let's take a look at it's my wife's car. My son driving it. So instead of it being the usual little boring, sorry for the stop sharing. Usual little boring SUV, it's got a little bit more power and more noise. Hope you guys can see it. Just let me know if you can see that or not, and then I'll go back to where his was. And I'll show you a video of his going by, which is kind of cool. More noisy, but and then we'll get back to this airplane stuff. But my other passion is cars. Go back, and then I will share the screen. See. Get back to this other stuff. Let me know if stuff's working the way it should. If it ain't, I'm gonna try to get. To share the entire screen, so it's gonna look kind of weird for a second. Okay, here we go. So this is my son's car. So that's it. Did anything else show up? Did you guys see it or no? Oh, on his phone for so small. Okay, well, that's what it is. I can put the links if you guys want to look at it that way. So this is a link of my son's. In the chat right now. That's my son's car, and then my wife's is the other one. Just look at it on your own. They're just shorts from when they were. My wife is seriously giddy about her car right now, which is pretty funny. She loves the sound it makes, and she loves that it's got more instant power now that it didn't have before. Take a look. So anyway, let's talk about get back to talking about planes. So we are going to tear apart this plane. Maybe when I get some the stuff more, maybe a few more people coming. But if not, leave it as it is. But I'm going to go get the table and set up the tripod. So it might take just a few minutes to get this stuff set up, and then I will be back with y'all, and I will be tearing this stuff apart. I need to, maybe I should run up my fan and see. But did it totally destroy the? No, I need to run up that fan and see if the fan's okay. Hopefully nothing happened to the fan, because that was a cool fan in there. But anyway, hang tight. I will be right back. All right, so I'm on. Hopefully, y'all can still hear me. Get a different song going, but hopefully y'all can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat if you can. So let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. But I'm going to transfer to this one. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Put that back. So let's go to this one. All right. So that is the plane as it is. Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. So I'm going to be setting up the other tablet so I can see. But I'll go through all the parts to show y'all what is bad, what is good, so forth and so on. But let me know if you can hear me okay. There's only still 11 people in here. Thanks to y'all for sticking around. Let me get rid of that banner. But let's get that banner out of there. Okay, so there's the plane. That's what's left of it. I'll show you all the bits and pieces here. It didn't take that bad of a crash, and technically this could probably be put back together. But it's been flown for so long, so I'm not even gonna bother. So that's the damage underneath from where it skipped on the ground first, and then finally went nose in on the next pass. There's wrinkles there. There's stuff went into the fan. The fan was not running. So I'm hoping that the fan is okay. I haven't pulled anything apart yet. So you guys will be seeing this stuff with me as I do it. So it's all starting to split there. I just changed the servos, so I'll be moving stuff back and forth so you can see. If I go wide angle, it's probably going to show the mess I've got on the couch at the moment, but I'll just leave it as it is. So we're start pulling this stuff apart. There's part of the nose that broke. The tray from inside ripped out. Steering servo, or the servos for the doors. I'll get to all of this stuff so you can see. This came out okay. This just popped off. The wings had already had other damage from other stuff, but all the damage pretty much happened in here. Um, but let's, I think I have to get a Phillips screwdriver. Yeah, let's do that. Might have to get the, I don't think I have to use the Allen on this. But again, let me know if you guys can hear okay. Okay, right, so it says it's on. Okay, go. So, like I said, it ticks me off because I had just changed these and put the better ones on. They'd only rolled on the ground that one time. So much for that. Let's get those out. This airplane served me, this airframe served me well. Like I said, it was only 200. I think we agreed on 200 back in the days. One of my fellow pilots. I'll do this. Let me just pull it apart. That's broken. But that's busted. So these should still be fine. Yeah, the whole mount is loose. So technically I could just rip the whole thing out that way. Let's do it the right way. Take this stuff out. And I do intend on getting another one. And I actually intend on getting the 70 as well, because I like that one. I like the way that looks too. The 70 is a much easier plane to transport. So that one will most certainly become part of the hangar. So those are fine. I'm going to keep those. So all the stuff I'm keeping, I'm going to put over on this side. The screws came out. I don't need to worry about the screws. So let's see here. Let's get to the rest. So that's one side. I don't know what's up with the servos. They might be okay. So I might just rip those out to be safe. But since we're already on the gear, because those servos were brand new, I had just gotten them. I got a new set of servos for the F-16, which I should do here on screen too, to change the. Anytime a Freewing servo starts to buzz, it's pretty much done. So don't waste your time or waste your plane just dealing with the buzzing servo, because when the Freewing servo starts to buzz, it's pretty much on its way out. Best thing to do is just change it, because it's just going to get worse. All the Freewing servos that I've had that started buzzing, within a couple flights, they just stopped working altogether. So it's not worth the risk. If you know it's buzzing, it's gonna be going out. It's best to just change it. So let's see here. Still got a few people in the room. 15 people. Thank you to those of you that are here. Spencer, what's happening? I don't know if you started the Zoom yet, but I won't be here forever. And I don't know if anyone else Zooms on Saturdays anymore. So I'm actually going to make my live stream days just kind of bounce around. I'm not going to stick to a certain day. I'm going to try to get a little bit more spontaneous and just do them whenever. So, well, I'll choose a day and then broadcast it so people will know. But need to change it up. So as I said, I had just put these in. They were fine. I mean, they were on a plane. I got them from a friend that had crashed his plane. So I think on its first flight. So these are still okay. And I just swapped them in. So, bleh. But here's some more damage here. You can see this was bent This side popped off altogether, so can't even see that. But so the only places that I ever had to worry about hurting this plane in transport was here bumping the stabilators, and I've done that quite a bit on this plane, like this corner down in the bottom where you can't see, down over here. But the plane is really strong and really resilient. I've done a couple just dumb thumbs maneuvers, but the plane's always held up and done really well. Considering what it went through on this crash, it actually did surprisingly well considering. So I won't complain. So let's look at the inside first before I start tearing out the fan and going over the burner that I set up. But it looks like the receiver's okay, so I might be able to connect it and then show you guys how the burner works. But yeah, that's still okay. And this is a really good, simple gyro. It has worked great for years, no issue. So if that's okay, I'm going to keep it. I ain't going to mess with that. This was a test mule. I did it for a lot of testing. So there's going to be quite a few wires. Number one, there's already a lot of wires because of the blue box. But there's still a little extra. So I need to get some wire cutters or scissors and snip it. But Freewing did a good job on this plane. It's in good shape. The nose gear's always been good. Haven't had to do anything to that other than the mount, which has come loose several times. But I found ways to glue it back. So let's get these zip ties off. So this is my burner for this plane, and this has been in there for a couple of years. No issues. Actually, I don't really need to do anything there. But okay, so this is a special burner on this plane simply because it's got three burners, and I'll get to that in a little bit. It's got 3 different LED elements in there. Well, LED arrays. 144 LEDs per array. So multiply that times 3. That's how many it's got. But this special burner has 3 outlets because there's three different elements. These are burners alone. 1, 2, 3. So that's all the burners there. That's all LED burner. So, and then on this end, I've got the cool yet BEC, UBEC. This one will do high voltage, so that's why I use this. Inexpensive, but they work really well. There's there, the wires. So all this stuff is in here. So let's get into, so I'll pull the receiver. I'll do that first. This has been full on 100% reliable, no issues at all. So this will be reused in something else. If it works, I keep it, and these have worked wonderful. If you want something real simple and real easy, that's the way to do it. I do like AS3X. I haven't tried the new AS3X that everybody's going crazy over, but I have. Here's the other AR637 TAs and Ts. Those are really good. Those have been some of my favorites. So this is a thing too. So these lights that Nate helped me set up, he connected directly into the blue box. So I have them all wired here and here. Made my own little Y for that. So I think I'll get to that in a little bit, but they have to run those wires through, and then I'll pull apart the wings so that you guys can see where they go. But this is for the burner. So I'm gonna set that up so that I can light that up a little later. These are burners. Okay. That's a burner, that's a burner. Oh, but they're going the wrong way, so you can't do that. Anyway. So the blue box actually does a lot if you let it. It's an LED controller, but it's also like a Y connector for other stuff. And it also, for wing connectors, you plug those in there. But this thing's cool because inside it actually is if you look on the sides, it'll tell you all it controls. You can use it for a LED controller. You can use it for a Y. You can use it for a lot of different things. Just a power distribution board is basically what it is. In the beginning, people had issues with the blue boxes. This one has never given me any problems. Again, the only reason why this plane crashed is because of a bad power lead on a store-bought part. So that's all my fault. The manufacturer, of course, well, not the manufacturer, but the people who made the part, which unfortunately was RC battery on this one. But yeah, so that goes there. That goes there. So that's what we're taking out of there. There's other stuff I'm going to deal with. I'll have to take out Y connectors, and this is the steering servo. I might just give this plane away. This is a gear door, the gear door servo, and all the other parts I think are gone. But I'm probably going to give this airframe away and let people deal with it how they please. But so let's flip it over. Cut that stuff out. I'll get to the LEDs a little later, the burners. I don't want to be on here forever. But I'll pull apart the stuff that I did to it, and I'll show you the things that I did that was special or different that no one else has done. Let's get to the fan unit. I don't know if you guys would say anything. Yes, people are talking. Jeff and Laura Alabama, what's up? Jerry Wilfong, what's happening with you? Yeah, Yuri, this plane went down in a crash at an air show. I'll pull it out so you can see. It's a faulty part. I used a series connection for 7S, and the series connection failed, and the plane went down because the power is all going through the main power, 8S power. So as soon as that happened, I lost control. Thankfully, the plane wasn't in a crazy maneuver, so it was a slow, painful descent down to crash. But so if you can see in here, looks like my ESC came loose. Yeah, after the crash. Thankfully, the fan is still very well secured, which is good. But I need to pull that thing apart. I'm not going to decide whether I'm keeping it or not today because I need to pull it out all the way. We will pull it out, but I need to run it up to see if there's any kind of problem with the fan, if there's an imbalance or fan damage. This fan does not take much to fit into this airframe. This is the FMS 40 millimeter motor with the 1850 kV. It's meant for 6S, but it is very happy to run on 7S. Ooh, sorry for the bump. which this one is. I run it on 6S or 7S. 6S is good, 8S is awesome. So there's one of my signature fiery booty afterburners. This is for the 40mm plane. I have changed the burner a couple times, so I made it so that it was detachable, which is good because if this is still good, I'm going to put it in my F-15 because my F-15 has started sounding bad. Now here's the importance of putting tape on your leads. Even with all that effort, it's really hard to get these things apart. This one I may not be able to, but yeah. So that's how it looks. There's the fan unit. It really looks okay. This plane has been running for close to 2 years on a 7S setup. I think it's been over 2 years with no issues. The motor's been fine. Hasn't had any zero hiccups. Never went out of balance, never overheated. So hopefully, even after that little incident I had, it's still good. But the fan has never even sustained any nicks to the leading edge, which a lot of these fans do. FMS does a good job with their rotors, so well done. This one was balanced perfectly right out of the box. I never had to touch it. So hoping, yeah, fan blades are good. Hoping that I'll be able to just switch this over on my F-15, and my F-15 has the same setup too, so it will be good. But there's something a little different about this that the others don't have. I'll move it closer so you can see. Not only did I have the usual burner, but I have 2 separate burners that go inside that actually line up directly with the exhaust and point out the exhaust just like a real one would, so it looks like it's twin engine. So there's one there too. There's a lot of room in here, a lot of foam in here, so I was able to drill out the area, get it to line up through the rear, through here. So it looks like the light is shining directly through. So I was able to get the LEDs to face directly out that way instead of it just being here in the center, but I did have it here in the center. So all 3 of these LEDs actually worked. So each array is 144 LEDs. So I had 144 times 3 because this one is there too. This is a slightly different design. These are actually some of the brightest, and nobody can get these other than me at this point. So if you want the brightest burner out there, this is the brightest one, still to this day, most realistic, regardless of what other people say. It doesn't matter how cheap the others might be, it's still going to be brighter, 25% brighter. That's why I use these over the other ones that other people use, even the ones Freewing is using for their whatever they call it now. Consume more amps and put out less light. So yeah, so this, I had 3 of them total. So there was fill light, but then there's also light going directly out the rear that looked like jet engines in the center. So this was kind of a special plane. It was fun at air shows because people love the afterburner, and I was able to do some of the maneuvers where people could see them really easily. But yeah, so it was this plane actually did really well for a long time. So it was sucks to see it go, but ish happens, and when it does, you just got to deal with it, and you can't complain. So that's pretty much all I can keep out of this thing. I think I'm probably going to go a little bit more in depth a little later with the servos. The aileron servos, flap servos, rudder servos, those are all stock. In other words, the way that I got the plane. The only ones that were changed were the elevator servos, which I just changed before that flight, and hopefully I didn't damage them. I don't feel any crunchy gears, but I will run them up and check it and see. That's pretty much. Oh, that's right. I wanted to show you guys the lights and how to set them up. So that's it for the fuse. But we'll get to the wing here. So Nate put this together for me. I was going to paint over this, but I never did. But this is clear tape, so you can't see it. But these are the LEDs from the L39, and they're all powered by the blue box, which is great. It's super easy. So there's an LED there. There, he ran the wire for me, and then I eventually went through it on my own and put this tape over it, which would have seamlessly blended in. Because when you see it that way, you can't really see it. But anyway, so let's get this open so I can show you what you need to connect to make this stuff work. So you have to run a power line that goes from the front on the blue box. It comes through to these connections here. So there's a connection here for power that comes through, that comes out, and then on this board you're able to connect. Oops, sorry. So let's open this board. This is for the wing connectors, and there's a spot in there where you're supposed to put connections, if I remember right, so that when you plug them in, they work. Here's all this. So yeah, so that's where the power goes. The power goes in the side and then connects here. One of them is just for something else. That's right. So one of them goes there because it connects to the board. The other one connects to the board, but it connects externally. But there are some that connect. You want to get the ones that run out to the wing, they have to go in through this. But the other one, this goes to the wing too, but it's a different sequence. So you have to split them up. And that's what he did. And then it actually tells you here on there what each one does. And it can even, there's a spot for another light there. So there's different ways to do it, but Nate did this for me a while ago, and it's always worked. It's been really cool. It was an added touch to the plane that was, it worked really well. This was done on that incident where I ran into the fence because the nose gear did something strange. Didn't hardly hurt anything. But anyway, so there's that. I've got that on both sides. But I know you probably can't read it, but it tells you what goes where, tells you how to do it. They even have, I think, a little tutorial on Motion RC showing you how to do this. But the only downside to the F-22 is the only light that it comes with is the nose gear. But once you add these other lights, way, way better. So let's see. Craig Bevan, what's up? So that's pretty much it. This plane is probably 100% salvageable. I know it is actually. I just have gotten to the place where I don't want to deal with messed up foam. So I'm just going to get rid of it. This is what I had to do to make the FMS fan fit. Their housing's a little bit longer. So I had to Dremel out a little bit. And now it fits snugly in there with no issue. You can see, so it's, fits in there right. So it's flush with no issues. So it's flush in there, flush there. It's just a little extra Dremel work required, but it's mostly flush so that when a hatch goes over, it doesn't cause any issues. There we go. So that's pretty much it. I'll have to go through and do some of the other stuff, but these LED lights from Freewing, it's a bargain basically. all you have to do is get a blue box to control them. If you already have a blue box, just run the wire to plug it in. It just uses a JST style connector, and that is it. But yeah, that's it for this bird. There will be another to replace it eventually, but I'll probably get the 70 to replace it first. I don't know what that will do as far as burners go. I mean, I don't know what kind of room I'm going to have in that one. But so on this one, I actually taped it. So there's clear tape that runs just the same way that the original thrust tube did. So there's no disruption in air. There was a little bit of tape that was kicked up, and it would make a cool noise, but it doesn't do it anymore because, well, I'm not going to do anything anymore. But I had it set up to where it was just a really clean. It was really clean all the way through there. You can see there. So there's a lot of room in this for it to be done that way. But that's pretty much it. I have a few more crash planes that I'll go through. I'll probably go through my F5 again, pull stuff out of that, so you guys can see that. But that is it for now on this one, and we're going to get back to the computer, the desktop, and close out the show. So thanks to those of you that are hanging in here still. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let me know if you guys can hear, if there's any issue. But so there's the teardown of the report F-22. Sucked to see it go down, but considering how many flights I got, how many people were entertained by that plane, I more than got my money's worth out of it. Get caught up on the chat. I don't know if people were talking too much. I was still 16 people here. Thanks you guys for being here. Jeff and Laura, Alabama, what's up? Spencer, what's up? Yuri, I haven't seen you in a long time. I do plan on flying more at Bayland, so if you decide to come out again, let me know. So let's see. Jerry Wilfong, I see you too. What's up? Craig Bevan, thanks for being here. So you're asking here. Hold on a second. Let me stop the cam. I'll go grab it. I'll show you the fan again. It is an FMS fan. They've been making this for a while now. This is the they call it the Pro. But it is the metal fan. FMS Pro. FMS Pro. It's a 40 millimeter motor, 12 blade. Well, there's still some stuff in there. Crash. Yep, you got it. So 12 blade, but I'm glad to see none of the blades are actually damaged. This is a really strong rotor. Yeah, no nicks. We're good. And it was perfectly balanced from the factory. It was balanced. They took the time to balance it. I pulled a couple apart. It's actually really hard to get apart, which is another good thing. But this is metal, so it is a little heavy. But the good thing about it being metal is that the motor, even though the motor doesn't heat up because it's got a fan built in, you can't see that. But there's a fan built into this motor, and it does not heat up even on 7S. But if it were to heat up, this would help wick some of that heat away. So that's why they've got those little extras in there. But 1850 kV, 40 millimeter diameter. I don't remember the exact other dimensions, but there's a slightly longer one for 8S. But this thing works incredible. 6S, it works great. In the F-15, 6S is a significant jump over what the stock plane put out. Very low amp draw. This puts out what at most 106 amps, and it holds it steady for pretty much for a long time. Let's see. So yeah, works great. I'm going to be using it in my F-15 because my F-15 started sounding funky and I can't take the rotor off. So, but I do have 8S. So if this doesn't work, and the success that's in the F-15 right now is going to get an 8S. I'll just run it on 8. Doesn't even need to run on anything more, especially since I have those nozzles in the F-15. But yeah, so there you go. Haven't seen a burner in a while, but I'm still selling them. Still the brightest in the business. Nobody wants to admit that, but they are. Nobody can get the ones I get. So there's a reason why Gooniac is the best. Why you might have to pay a little bit more for it, but it is what it is. So anyway, that's it for that. So there are, like I said, this is the new Freewing fans are actually really good. They have 36 millimeter motors for 6S, and then when you go to 8S, they've got 40. So, you know, they're we're gonna freeze here for a second. But anyway, the FMS fans are definitely worth it. They have a plastic version too. Maybe not for the pros. For the 80 millimeters, they have a plastic version, which saves you some money, but it still gives you the same performance. But they are really well made. There's a fan that's inside. If the air blows out here, and I've actually felt it when I ran them up. I covered this and I could feel the air blowing through there. So I know there's air, but they never even warm up. Even on 7S, these motors don't even get warm to the touch. So totally worth it. They are a little bit, I think even the Freewings are expensive now. But so yeah, that's pretty much it. If there's anything else y'all want to talk about, still got 13 people in here, which I very much appreciate y'all being here. Trying to get more of a following again because I haven't really been doing a whole lot of RCing like I used to, but I'm going to be doing more, and I've got more cool items to show in regards to LEDs. So if people haven't noticed, I changed the name of the page to, instead of Gooniac's RC EDF Creations, I made it Gooniac's RC LED Creations. So it will just be a mixture of burners. Probably won't be selling nearly as many burners. I sold, let me think. Okay, I started this in 2018, and I didn't really stop until I haven't really stopped. I still basically went full bore all the way through from 2018 all the way through 2022 into 23. Didn't really do a whole lot in 24 just because I wasn't really pushing it. And there's other stuff out there, but I can't complain. Been a very long time. Burners have been a lot of fun to do. They've gone all over the world. it's been great, but everybody else caught up. So um, the burner market has changed and slowed down quite a bit ever since everybody flooded the market. There's all these different options, so I have changed my focus, and I changed my flying. So I'm going to be doing some more mixing everything up. So it's going to be more of a mixture of flying. So Yuri, I used to fly with Yuri over at Baylands a lot. But let's see. He says, "What am I doing?" See, a lot of sloping this afternoon. Even with the shitty weather, was able to slope. I'm sure you're able to slope a lot with the weather as it is. At a local site, just 4 blocks from my house. Oh, that's great. Hopefully early in 2025. Great. Glad to hear it. Sloping is fun. It's a different style of flying. I've only done it a few times, but it was a blast when I did. And again, the fastest planes I've ever seen were on the slope of Long Beach. Slopes of Long Beach. Back in the 80s, I saw the fastest planes I ever saw were back in the 80s on the slopes. And they're actually flying faster than turbines of modern day back then. So sloping is no joke. No joke at all. So, but Baylands is so close to me, and I've still got lots of Baylands planes. I'm actually going to buy a 50 millimeter Avanti to go out there and fly at Baylands more. Hopefully we get to run into you out there again, Yuri. It's been a while. You've always been one of the coolest people I've met there, and you've gone all these different sites that we fly. So thanks for being on here, and yeah, so hopefully I get to see you, get to hang out. But anyway, that's pretty much it. This is the longest I've gone for a while. I try not to do more than an hour, just because people's attention spans go. But I do appreciate all of you that have come on here. Hopefully there will be, not hopefully, there's going to be another show next week. Don't know what day yet. Ruckham Roy, what's happening? There will be another stream next week. I don't know what day. It might be the same day because of weather. During the week when I'm working, of course, the weather's going to be okay. But, and it looks like there's going to be rain again. So, Jeff and Laura, glad you like the show. Thanks for being here. I need to get back to yours more often. I try to, but it's always odd timing, especially since I've been getting pulled so many different ways now. But lots of cool stuff still to come. Lots of cool planes to maiden. I still have the Flyfans L39 to maiden. I have the FMS P51 to maiden with some cool stuff added to it that I haven't showed you guys. I still have the FMS Miss America P51 racing plane to maiden. I have the crop duster from Horizon Hobby that I still need to put together and get that flown. The Commander that I just got, put that together and get that flown. The FMS P47 I've got, that's put together, just hasn't been flown. I have a Swiss F5 that needs to be put together and flown. I'm just going to do some cool stuff with that one. I have a Freewing 70 millimeter F-104 that needs to be assembled and flown. So I still got a lot of stuff to do, a lot of planes, a lot of cool things that need to be done. We always get the rain we need. People don't want to admit it, but we always get the rain that we need. The way that California works, I'm almost 50 now. I've been here my whole life. They go in cycles, and if we don't have what we need to store up for the years that are a little weird, that's not on us. It's on the government and other people for not doing their part. We always get enough rain here. It's just a little bit of a wave. I remember back in 2000, well, not even 2000, back in 1994 through 97, we're going through exactly what we're going through right now. The weather's, the whole atmospheric river and all, whatever they're trying to call it now. I don't even know what they're calling it. It's the exact same thing we went through in 1994 is happening right now. And then it happened for 3 years. We got inundated with rain. Everything was full up, all this stuff. We're in the middle of one of those right now. So it's going to go through rainy, then it's going to go through drier. Basically, California's a desert. People just don't realize that. Most of California is desert. So I'm not one to deal with the global warming or any of that crap, but I do know that people could do better with the environment and keep things better. Whether or not we're actually impacting that other stuff, I don't know, but I know that by keeping things clean, it helps people. So I'm one of those people that's into minimal pollution. So Craig Bevan, La Nina. No, I think it's La Nina, El Nino. We went through, it goes through La Nina first, then El Nino. So what is that flying around me? Something keeps buzzing around. I don't know if it's a bug or what. Maybe it's a spirit. Anyway, yeah, La Nina. So El Nino's the boy, La Nina's the girl. So we'll have to see. But weather in California, you can't complain because it's a huge state. And if it's raining in one part of the state, chances are it's hot in another part. So, or it's cold, one or the other. But I don't complain about the weather. I just deal with it because I could be someplace where the weather's utterly terrible most of the year, like lots of places in the rest of this country. So Yuri's retired now. Oh man. So he's got all the time he needs. I'm getting close to retiring. I've been at my current job for 21 years, going on 22. It's closer to 22 than 21. And it's time for me to stop working and start living. The retirement age used to be 55. Should still be 55. Anybody tells you otherwise, they need bullets inserted in brain matter. But so 20-something years at my current job. I'm planning on putting a couple more years in and being done. So I'll be able to get some more, enjoy the driving and stuff with my kids, working on cars, flying RC planes. Looks like Mr. Huge M1 is dealing with snow already. We're getting here, so lots of people are already skiing, which is great. Jeff in Laurel, Alabama, thanks for being here. Good to see you. Virtually, not actually see you, but see you online. But California's getting lots of snow, and when they get lots of snow, that means the snowpack is going to be good. So we're going to have lots of water this year. They're not going to be able to scare us into thinking that there's any kind of a water shortage, which there very seldom is. There really isn't. They let water go instead of storing it. But anyway. Yeah, no, I know. They have a retirement age, but I don't agree with it. You should be able to safely retire at 55, and they should cut your Social Security check to you in full. Whatever you've saved up over all the years you've worked, they should cut you a check right there when you get the right age. Boom, give it to you. Shouldn't be, oh, you get this little bit. When you get this little, no, you put that money in. It belongs to you. But anyway, I don't want to get all into that. But I plan on kicking around for a long time. I just don't want to work myself to death. I want us to work ourselves to death, and I refuse to do that. So anyway, we're going to pretty much that's it. Good to be back on here talking to y'all. Reckham Roy's dealing with the same thing we are. Super stormy here, 60-mile-an-hour winds. We've been dealing with it too. Hasn't been quite 60-mile-an-hour winds, but it's well, we did at one point. We were close to 70, but the steady winds have been in the 30 to 40-mile-an-hour range. Reckham Roy, I'm probably still going to be doing some form of work. I'm 49 right now. I'll be 50 in May. But just because they say you're supposed to keep working until then doesn't mean you have to. And over the amount of time that I've been around. Money's great. Peace of mind matters more. So, you know, I want to have things set up for my kids when they get older, when they get, when we're gone. But that doesn't mean that. Wait a second. Start over. So I want to have things set up for when my kids have to deal without us. But I want to make sure that they've got a little bit of something. But beyond that, I'm not about hoarding. I'm not about throwing all this money. I'm about helping people and helping my family do what they need to do. I'm not about working to survive. I mean, I know I do that right now, but more about living, because you don't have nearly enough life to spend all of it working. So I plan on enjoying myself instead of spending all this time doing all this stuff. So when I stop doing all that stuff, I can't hardly walk or can't hardly do anything, or I don't want to do that. So I make sure to be able to still live. That's why I want to stop working if I can. Starting to realize that there's, as you get a little older, there ain't a whole lot more time left. But like somebody said, just saw it. Family is the most important, and if that means you've got to stop working, that's what we're gonna do. Anyway, that's it for me. Appreciate you guys being here. Listen to me ramble. RC is still my thing. Will always be my thing. I'm gonna start doing a lot more with it, and hopefully taking you guys along for the ride. Those of you that will stick by, I'm trying to grab on some more. The channel is still growing quite a bit. We're up to over 2,700. I slowed a little bit because I stopped doing shorts, but I'm doing more shorts again. So it's going to keep growing. So be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Liking is a big help, a huge help. I figured out a few more tricks that I'm going to be doing too. But thanks to all of y'all for being here. You're going to see my ugly mug some more next time you see me. The hair is going to be cut. But thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Craig Bevan, you just said it. Or you're all good. Anyway, see y'all later. Got to clean up before the wife gets home so she can watch some Netflix. Be back sometime next week. I'll let you guys know. I'll post it. But thanks to y'all for being here. Let everybody know Gooniac's still live and kicking. And I'll talk to you later.